Morning, Fort McMurray, Wood Buffalo, and the rest of the world. You've tuned in to the Mac City Morning Show. I'm your host, Elliot Pierre, and we're going to start today's episode off the same way we start every episode off, with a moment of gratitude. I know you could be doing a million other things with your time, and the fact that you spend with us truly does mean the world to me, so thank you. On that note, Tanner, hit him with the intro. And
Hey, it's Keith Simpson here. I'm the general manager of Norel Toyota, soon to be Fort McMurray Toyota. Pretty excited for our new dealership. We're here to take care of you. Come on down and be part of our family.
we are back. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Norel Toyota. Really do appreciate your ongoing support. As everybody at home knows, I do not introduce my guests because they can do a better job of that than myself. So can you please tell everybody at home who you are and what you're about?
Yeah, I am Mariah McGregor. I own Forbidden Chapters, which is an online romance-only bookstore here in Fort McMurray, and we do local delivery, local pickup. So, yeah, that's what we're about.
Romance only. What's that about?
So we offer 3 categories, so rom-com and contemporary, then dark romance, and then romancy, which is fantasy with romance in it.
Okay, so where are you finding these books, or are you writing these books?
No, so I have a supplier in Seattle, in Texas, and the books get shipped over the border from BC side and then up to Fort McMurray.
Okay, cool. So explain a little bit of how you got into this industry.
Yeah, I started reading about a year ago, and I have a child with special needs, so I needed something for self-care that I needed and could do at home where I didn't need to have childcare or anything like that. So reading was kind of my outlook. And then through that, I found my love for it. And then we visited, my husband and I, in August, the romance-only bookstore in Edmonton.
Okay.
And I fell in love. I got my inspiration from there. I was like the happiest in there. I found 5 books, which typically here at Kohl's, I can only find 1, maybe 2 titles that I'm like, okay, yeah, they can be trophies on my bookshelf. But yeah, I was really excited. My husband and I, we were on our way back to the trailer, and he was like, I've never seen you so happy before, outside of being married and the kids. So he really encouraged me to open up a bookstore because he was the one that said, well, why don't you open one up in Fort Mac? I bet it would do great. He works with a lot of people that also read, so he kind of knows, you know, it's a need for it up here.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that's such a great idea. Unfortunately, with our child who has special needs, childcare can be very tricky. So I said, well, why don't we start online first, get our name out there, and start kind of marketing, going to local markets, stuff like that. And then we can look at commercial space, and then we can look at opening up a bookstore.
Right. So you guys are on the online component currently.
Yes, we are.
Cool.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, Fort McMurray, people love to read here, especially the guys out at site.
Yes.
Yeah, like you're
Absolutely.
on the bus, you're on your break, you're kind of out there. Like I have friends who literally will get like 3 to 6 books and just destroy them.
Exactly. Yeah, and you're not allowed like a Kindle or anything, so you actually have to buy a hardcover book to take out to site. So that also helps our bookstore as well.
And that's it. So you said you started reading a year ago. Obviously reading hardcore a year ago.
Yeah.
So what was the switch? Why did all of a sudden reading become like a passion for you?
So my son who has special needs, it was a time that I could feel like myself again, especially as a postpartum mom. You're kind of figuring yourself out after like 2 years. You're just like, who am I outside of being a mom? And that's where the love for reading came in. I found myself through the books, and it was a time that I could just set aside for myself even while watching my son. So that was super important. Was something that I could do even while my husband was at work, because he works at site. So he's gone for 14 hours a day, and that can be really hard. We don't have family here. So it was something that I needed to do for myself, but also for my family, because happy mom, happy everybody.
Yeah, it gave you that little bit of escape.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
no doubt. Postpartum is wild.
Very wild, yeah. And we have a medical complex child, so we were in Edmonton every week, and it was a lot. So, postpartum was very difficult.
Yeah,
for
no
sure.
doubt. Well, I'm glad you got through it. You seem a lot happier.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's tough. Like my wife, when we had Keegan, that first year was wild.
Yeah.
And it's like not something you can prepare for. I don't care how much reading you do until like you're in it. You're just like, oh crap. So it's a hard one. So yeah,
Absolutely.
Congratulations for finding like an outlet and being able to pull yourself out of that.
Thank you.
That's huge.
Yeah, and I find too, we have 2 children, so our oldest son, even postpartum with him was so different than our postpartum with our second child.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you have one and you think you have everything figured out, you don't.
No doubt, no doubt. So in regards to the books that you first started getting passionate about, was this the genre that you found yourself in, or did you just stumble upon this?
Yeah, so I kind of just stumbled upon it. I had read a bit in high school, but it wasn't nearly the books that I'm reading now. So I started off with contemporary, and then I kind of leaned more into dark romance. I haven't really got into the whole fantasy thing yet, but I have quite a few good friends that are, and then they kind of give me recommendations on what books to get or what people are like looking forward to, new releases, things like that, so that I can kind of be in the loop with it.
Yeah, neat.
Yeah.
And so the store that you stumbled across in Edmonton, how was that? Did you Google it? Did you drive by it? Like, how do you stumble across something in 2025?
Well, I was actually going to BC in September, and I knew that they had just opened their first one in Vancouver, so I really wanted to go to that one. So I went there, but that's kind of where my Googling journey went. So then I was like, well, I wonder if they have one in Edmonton. And then I Googled in Edmonton, and then I found out that they did. I was like, oh, that's so cool. So we have a trailer close to Edmonton. So when we do our Costco trips, it's kind of like a mandatory stop. And it's kind of like, no, if we go to Costco, we have to go to the bookstore.
Okay.
And yeah.
There you go. So the community that you've built around yourself, are these people that you've been able to find online through the books, or are you building a bit of a community here in McMurray as well?
Yeah, definitely in Fort McMurray. So definitely in Facebook groups, definitely friends that I have, and they are like, hey, I have this person that I know be really great for knowledge. Give them a shout out, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I'll just like message them, tell them who I am, and then they'll give me recommendations, and then a lot of people will post and recommend our store as well, and then we kind of get marketed that way as well too.
Very cool. Very cool. So what was the first book that you like picked up, if you remember?
Yeah.
Did I steal your question? I hope I did.
No, it's called Pucking Around. It's a NHL kind of storyline. So it's contemporary. It's by Emily Rapp, which is a great author. I would recommend her to anybody kind of starting out. Definitely more on like the spicier side of books for sure, especially like contemporary. But yeah, that was the first book, and it kind of just, I went down a rabbit hole after that.
Yeah. So like, have you never mind. Tanner's tapped his phone. That means he has his segment called the Mac City Minute ready, brought to you by Carrie and Patchouli Rose. Tanner, hit her with the Mac City Minute.
Question number 1. If you could live in any book world, what world would you choose?
I would probably choose to live in dark romance for sure. Yeah.
Question number 2. What is one book you'd hope they turn into a movie?
Oh, that's good. Maybe Haunting Adeline. That's a good book.
Question number 3. What is your dream place to sit down and read?
Ooh, definitely like a cozy book cafe where I can have coffee.
Seattle. You want to go to Seattle?
Yep.
Question number 4. What is your favorite seasonal treat?
Ooh. Gosh. Probably something with like pumpkin pie or like a pumpkin muffin.
And your final question. Who do you think is the most underrated author?
Ooh, probably S.J. Tilley for sure.
And those have been your 5 questions.
I was gonna go with pumpkin too. In my head right away, I was just like pumpkin pie, just because of the time of the year too. It's kind of
Yeah, exactly.
I'm more of a gingerbread guy.
Oh yeah, good
Gingerbread
call.
cookies. Yeah.
I only had pumpkin pie like deep into my 30s.
Really?
Yeah, like the thought about it kind of grossed me out.
Oh.
Because I was just like, you clean a pumpkin, it's kind of
Yeah.
gross. Like I thought you were just like
Oh.
cooking that and putting it in. I know. Anyways, a friend one day. Yeah, I'm an idiot. A friend one day was just like, yo, you should try this pumpkin pie. It's delicious. And I said out loud what I just said. There was a lot of mockery that came, and so I tried it out, and it's definitely not my favorite, but it's up there as far as the pies are concerned.
Absolutely. Blueberry is like top tier for me.
Blueberry.
Yeah. I
Okay.
love blueberry with like ice cream.
Yeah.
So great.
Yeah. Nice.
Coconut cream.
Oh yeah, coconut cream is yeah.
Or banana cream.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been in McMurray for?
It will be 6 years in January, but my husband has been here for almost 12.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're originally from Ontario, both him and I. We met actually when he was home from a set.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we met.
And then you decided to come out here.
Yes. My son was like a year and a half, 2 years old, when we decided, no, raising a kid through the phone is not ideal.
Yeah.
It's really hard. We were going like 40 days without seeing him, so he was working overtime a lot, and then he would come home, and at that point he was working like 14 on, 7 off, so really we were only seeing him for 5 days, and a child needs more consistency.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
What part of Ontario?
Do you know Ontario well?
I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
From the Barrie and Midland area,
Oh,
and
yeah?
then all the way up to Huntsville and Sault Ste. Marie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know where Barrie is. I've never been to Sault Ste. Marie before.
Oh, okay.
So you're going north then?
Yes.
So like how close to you are to Thunder Bay?
So Thunder Bay is still quite a bit away.
Okay.
I would probably say Thunder Bay is maybe like a 8-hour, 9-hour drive.
Okay, so way far away.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Because I've spent time in the north and I've spent time down there. So you're like way closer to Barrie than you are.
Oh, yeah. So it's about 45 minutes from Barrie.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's it like growing up there? Like the snow you guys get sometimes.
Yes.
I can't believe it. The first time I got trapped in a snowstorm there, I was just like...
Yeah, driving here is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Growing up there, in the Midland area is pretty good. I mean, it's a small little town. At least it was when I was there. It's growing more into a city now. We call it the new Barrie, and we call Barrie the new GTA.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was great. It was a small little town. I come from a single mom, so it was just my brothers and I, and yeah, it was pretty good. My dad was highly involved though, so he would always take me to my hockey. I played hockey for 10 years growing up and stuff like that, so I was a goalie, and yeah.
You were a goalie?
You're a psychopath.
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
That's crazy. How, like, what did your poor mom think when you're like, Mom, her little daughter wants to go, like, play goalie?
My mom was great with it. It was actually my dad, where my dad was like, I don't know, and like, we should hold off on it. And I had to prove to him that I was like the best on the team, because he didn't want me to be in net and then all my other hockey skills go to the wayside. So he was like, you need to be the best on the team. You need to be able to backward skate as fast as you can forward skate. And I was like, okay. So I spent 2 years really working on my skills, and then finally I got put in net and I stayed there. But even to this day, like, I still have a lot of my hockey skills, so I'm so thankful that my dad didn't just cave in right away and made me work for it, because even now, our oldest son, he's in hockey. It's his 5th season in hockey, and I'm like, nobody, he loves goalie too. So I'm like, nobody, you need to be one of the best people on the team. And it's been great so far. It's shown him you need to work hard for what you want. And he so far has loved both positions, player and goalie. And yeah.
What is it about that position that you love so much?
I think it has to do with the focus. So you have to really trace the puck. You have to be super focused. It kind of, the pressure too, you're kind of having that whole team pressure, right?
Yeah.
So as much as it's a team effort, it's also highly the goalie's effort as well. And then yeah, just like the hard work, that like when you save that puck and like the whole audience is like cheering and you're just like, yeah, I did that. Like it's just that recognition. Growing up, I had a lot of rep teams recruit me too, and come up to my dad, which was a huge compliment to my skill and just the fact that, you know, these guys were just at the rink, they seen my talent, and then they wanted me on their team, which was huge.
That's cool. Yeah, that position is so much pressure.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I think when I'm like, like all of a sudden, like obviously like the puck's coming at you at that speed. It's horrifying. But I just think about like the pressure of like, uh-oh, it's just me and that player. And now like this is it.
Yeah.
You know? But I get, when you save it, that must be a feeling.
Yeah, it is. And growing up, we didn't have much for girls' teams. So the fact that when I was a girl, I was only looking up to the Olympic teams, which was only happening every 4 years. So that was our highest level of play. So it was like, yeah, we don't get to go to the NHL. We don't get to do any of that. So now the fact that the girls can look up and be like, no, I can go to a national level. I can have that dream, that goal now is amazing. I love it. It's really powerful, and I'm just so happy for them.
Yeah, no doubt. Like, it's a big thing. I know here in Fort McMurray, one of my little son's friends, a bunch of them actually play hockey, and they just a few months ago had their all first girl team that they got to try out for, that they could go and travel. They're 11, so I know there's girls teams that are older, but at that age, same kind of thing. They're playing on the boys teams. Like, but when I was growing up, like ringette was really like the girls' sport here. And then you had a few girls that played hockey, but it was more ringette. But now you're really seeing a lot of females join hockey and throw down. Like,
they do.
It's horrifying. I don't like seeing it.
I love it. My son, he plays in the minor league here, and it was so great to be able to see the Huskies be able to play against his team, which is all boys pretty much, and they have them keep up. I'm like, the skill and the development for girls hockey is there, and I'm just so proud because like the investments are being put in, and it goes to show like when you do invest in girls and in girls sports, then we show up and we can be just as good as the boys, and it's great. I love it. And I mean, just being able to see that, like, that was never a possibility when I was growing up. So it's definitely heartwarming for me.
Yeah, it's a thing. Keeg's little friend Rebecca, she's this tiny little thing. She's like the tiniest girl in the school, basically. And so I was just like, oh, she's just going to get crushed. So we went and we looked at her. She's one of the most fiercest competitors out there. She was laying them down.
I love that.
Yeah, so it's a thing. So that's really neat. So as far as your son who's playing, like what kind of advice outside of like you got to be the best here, you got to be the best there before you can go, like what's that one fundamental skill? Like with my kid, when I teach him basketball, I'm just like, run lines, just run lines. And he's just like, what? I'm just like, if you can run lines, trust me, everything else will fall into play. Just go run. And then he yells at me and tells me I want to just go have fun.
I would definitely say backward skating.
Okay.
Backward skating, you really need to get the skill down for that. If, you know, the opposite team's coming down at you, you need to be able to skate just as fast as they are forward. I've seen a lot of it where the defenseman can't keep up, or the left and right wing can't keep up, and then they fumble because of it. I would also say crossovers. If you can cross over, then you can, skating backwards and forwards is much easier. Turning, you can turn much quicker. So definitely those two skills, crossovers and backward skating. You can get those down, you pretty much have everything else down.
Yeah. So when you're watching your kids at the rink, you're very involved. You've played.
Yeah.
So what's that dynamic like for you? Because I know a lot of hockey moms, and they're definitely not this like into the sport. They're passionate. They show up. Like every hockey mom, I take my hat off to you. You guys are nuts going that cold at the rink that early. No, thank you. But what's it for you like being so knowledgeable about this?
Well, I had a really great dad. He coached me for a lot of years, and he taught me how to step back and let the coaches coach. So I just sit there, I'm quiet in the stand, I don't tell him what to do. That is for his coach to do. I am there to support him in a positive light. I'm definitely not that type of parent that gets him in the vehicle and we have that talk on the drive home. No, none of that. We tell him what we liked. We tell him what he could have improved on or where he might have went wrong. But again, that's for the coach. I'm not his coach. I'm his parent. So there was two different separate. And I try to be encouraging to him of like, no, you can do this. You can be one of the best players. And if you're not, that's okay too. You don't need to be. As long as you are better than yourself yesterday, then that's all that I care about. So trying to really kind of take that into account. And then also knowing what didn't I like, growing up. I definitely didn't like those talks on the way home. My dad didn't do them often, but when he did, I was like, oh no, I messed up. I really, really messed up. And, but it was always in such a positive light that I never felt like I was in trouble, and I never want him to feel like he's in trouble either, just by playing a sport. It's supposed to be for fun. We're not here going to the NHL. We're here for recreational sport. And I think a lot of parents kind of forget that piece. There's a time and place for everything, and Sunday morning at 8 a.m., probably not the time and place for that. Maybe when they're in the AHL or something, maybe, but before then, probably not.
There you go. Well, listen, Tanner's tapped his watch. That means we are out of time. But before I cut you loose, everybody gets a shameless shout out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
What?
Shout out to anything, anyone,
Okay. Well, we will be at the markets, the trade show next weekend. So definitely come check us out. We will be beside Evermore Cookie. So if you're gonna go and grab cookies, you can definitely check out our booth. We will be right beside them. Be Creative will also be there with us, so all of the bookish apparel will be available there as well. So if you want like a crew neck or t-shirt with like bookish sayings on them, definitely check us out. And we have a lot of Christmas bundles as well, so if you are looking at gifts for your adult children or for your wife or husband even, definitely check out our website. It's forbiddenchapters.ca. So yeah.
There we go. Awesome.
Perfect.
Well, for McMurray Wood Buffalo, the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for tuning in. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Neural Toyota, as well as Carrie from Patchouli Rose and the beautiful people at Coldwell Banker. Hope everybody at home is having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Insulin to kill their patients.
So this is like a factual book.
It's about true crime. So I did 12 nurses through time, right? So I started historically and went through time to present day, and picked out the ones that were more interesting. And I combined it, and I tried to make it a little more positive too, right? What did we learn?
How many nurses out here are killing their patients that you had to go through and pick the top 12?
There's quite a few. There is quite a few. Yeah, there is quite a few.
Good to know. Maybe your dad was on something with never visiting the hospital.
Yeah, no doubt.
There is quite a few.
Wild.
And it's just wild to me. And see, again, there's gaps, right? So when you work for an organization, how well are they checking
hiring the process.
references and education and past employers.
Yeah.
Right? Before they hire.
Yeah. And
people.
Hopefully often.
Yeah. Well, when you were speaking about the change that you were looking for, like in the industry, like that's kind of part and parcel with where you are right now. Like, management needs to be retrained so they understand. Yeah. Like job descriptions need to be revisited for the nurses. So you like, this is what we can do within this time frame. Like, because things fall through the cracks if you don't do that. And
well, I think another big thing is and I think another big thing too is you need to get the nurses more involved. Right? So when you're writing policy,
right,
who's better than the frontline nurses that are actually doing it and following it to get involved in writing those policies? Because I'll tell you, when I worked for organizations and I was in management and I was trying to tell, the policy department, let's get our nurses involved because the way you've written this is not going to work. Right. And they didn't listen. I'm not going to say to the nurse, oh, well, you should have followed policy, because I know darn well it's impossible for them to follow the policy that's been written because it's written by people that aren't actually doing the work.
Right.
So I think, if you want to retain your staff, one way to do that is to actually hear nurses and get them involved, right, in what they're doing, because who knows better than them what is needed, right?
Yeah. So I'm going to jump off on... okay, good. I thought he was telling me I was out of time. You said you have children.
Yes.
And so did they come with you, or are they like...
No, they're grown. They have their own families.
All right.
So they're all in Ontario. Possibly my daughter, I'm hoping, might move out here because it's getting quite expensive.
Yeah.
And she has 6 children. So...
Good for her.
It's a blended family, but
You're so lucky. You got like a whole whack of grandkids.
Yeah, and my son has 2 sons.
Okay.
And he's still in Ontario. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, hasn't married yet and no kids.
Okay.
And she's kind of just living her own life.
There we go. So what do they think about mom traveling to the top of the world, northern Alberta? You might as well be hanging out with Santa Claus.
Well, I've been more north, right? The last community I was in Nunavut.
Okay.
So I'm used to this. This is kind of what I've lived, since 2009, and I love it.
Yeah.
And they're used to me traveling. I traveled all the time for work, right? So 2009, they were teenagers, right? They were pretty much... all of them were pretty much out of the house, going to college by the time I went north.
Okay.
So they're used to me being all over the place.
So that's something I think is a new kind of trend that I never really heard about when I was younger. It's traveling nurses.
Oh, no, that's not a new trend. That's been around for...
Okay, I never heard about it before. Yeah. Like, it seems pretty prevalent now, but unfortunately, Tanner's tapped his watch, and so we don't have time to talk about it. But before I cut you loose, everybody gets a shameless shout-out or plug. So you have the mic, the camera, the lights. Have fun.
Yeah, so if you are looking to have a speaker on leadership, staff retention, at your conferences, events, or even if you want to do some staff development workshops, I can facilitate. You can reach me at crystalculp.speaker@gmail.com.
There we go. Awesome. Well, for McMurray with Buffalo, the rest of the world, that's been another episode of the Mac City Morning Show. From the bottom of my heart, thank you very much for tuning in. Big shout out to our title sponsor, Neural Toyota, as well as Carrie from Patchouli Rose and the beautiful people at Coldwell Banker. I hope everybody at home is having a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.